Hey, what's up? This is Blake from Matt Kite here with Rygo.
What's up, guys?
And he just flew down. I just got back to the US and we're down here in Key West, Florida, where we were last year. And yesterday we got out on the boat filming, and today we're gonna be filming and teaching you guys how to do Toeside transitions. Hey guys, this is Blake from Matt Kite down here in Key West, Florida, filming the new series Ride with Blake. And today, Rygo and I have been talking about ways to make our videos a little more unique and different than the traditional Toeside videos. So today we're gonna have the Toeside transition, but we're gonna add maybe a little style and just unique flavor to it with downloop. So this is a Toeside transition with or without a downloop. And that'll just add a little bit of creativity to your turns and make it fun. And just so you know, this year I'll be doing things a little differently and writing out all these videos for you. So if you're interested in having this written down into words, it'll be in the eye icon right on the right hand side of your screen. Just click on that, check it out, and if you want you can print it out or have it on your phone at the beach just to have it written down, not all up in your head. The first step in how to do a Toeside transition with or without a downloop is to get your kite at either 11 or 1 o'clock, keep it high, and just practice kind of riding downwind a little bit. So you're riding on your heel side edge here, kite's at 11 or 1 o'clock, you're riding, and then just kind of put the kite up above your head, pull in, so that it doesn't pull you forward. It's kind of weird to switch from your heel side to toe side if you haven't done that before. But as you send your kite up, it'll be pulling you up so it won't catch your front edge, and then just pull in with your front foot and push out with your back foot, and that'll just spin you to toe side. And rather than trying to edge against the kite, that's the tricky part as you're starting, just basically just do that tiny little turn and start to ride downwind. So just getting a feel for the kite, just transitioning from one edge to the other. Easiest way to do that is to keep your kite high, ride one way, and then just kind of ride downwind with your board flat in the other direction. And that's just building up your muscle memory of having your feet in the opposite direction, weighting the opposite foot as you're riding the other way. And it feels a little weird at first, so just take your time, practice that, do it here and there. As you're riding around, just doing tricks, just throw it into your sessions here and there as you go. It doesn't have to all be in one day that you do this trick. So just practice riding Toeside, going downwind, build up your confidence with that, and then as you get more comfortable, then we'll be able to transition to the next step. Step number 2 is to actually now swing your hips around. So rather than just kind of like pointing your board downwind, you're going to actually swing your hips around and start to ride Toeside. And this is when you're gonna start to edge against the kite, going the other way. And whichever way you choose to go, you can now start to bring your kite a little bit lower. So you're swinging your hips around like this. You're putting your weight a little bit more over your toe side edge. And then as you start to edge against the kite, you don't want to be pulling in because that'll make the kite pull you straight downwind. You want to, as you start to edge toe side, push out on the bar and release, which will open up your shoulders and allow you to ride upwind. So hardest thing about riding Toeside is that usually as you're starting, it's gonna just keep pulling you downwind. So it's good to practice like that. And then as you build up and get more confident, then you wanna start going a little bit more powered, getting the kite a little bit lower. As you build up that speed and make the transition, then you're gonna push out and open up a little bit more. And if you can take your front hand off of the bar, that'll allow you to open up your shoulders and start to make a ride upwind. If you're hanging on like this, what it does is it closes your shoulders downwind towards the kite, and it'll just keep pulling you downwind a bit, and you won't be able to make your edge upwind. So just swing your hips around, push out on the bar, open up your shoulders, and lean against the kite. And that's how you start to make your edges upwind. This step, we're gonna practice popping to Toeside. So basically you're doing an ollie, just like you would on a skateboard or a snowboard or a kiteboard, where you're pushing down on your back foot, pulling up with your front foot, bringing your knees to your chest. And then after you do that, now you're gonna twist your hips and spin around. So you're not actually doing a complete 180 because you can land with your board flat, land that, push out, and then start your Toeside edge. So don't think of it as doing a complete 180 to where you're going from heel side to toe side. You're just doing like a little hop, and you're going from heel side, doing kind of like a 90-degree turn, and then you can progressively start to spin more around and edge into your toe side edge. So basically you're doing a heel side to toe side ollie, just twisting your hips in the air. And then another thing that'll help you is to just let go of your front hand and then sheet out, and that'll open you up and get you in position to land. If you're hanging on like this and twisting, it can kind of close you up so that you're not fully opening into the other direction. So after you do your ollie, you can let go of your front hand, and then that'll allow you to spin around and land toe side. So also with your weight for this trick, you want to keep your weight over your back knee. So just think of yourself as riding regular. You want to keep your weight centered over your back knee and most of the weight off of your front leg. So now that you're switching that around, you want to keep doing that, but it's just a little more unnatural because you're naturally putting your weight towards the same knee that you were on. So just remember to transition that weight back to your back knee and kind of lean forward a little bit against the kite so that you're putting more weight over your toe side edge rather than your heel side edge. We've now gone over how to either slide to toe side or pop to toe side. That's the beginning of this trick because you're going to go into your toe side, and then now is the step for your transition. So you're now gotten to toe side. Now you're going to make that carving smooth turn and go the other direction. So we can choose to either do it where you send your kite from here to here, or you can choose to send your kite from here down loop and pull you into your turn. And what's nice about the down loop is that it gives you extra power and pull and just gets you straight into the other direction, where you can carve with a lot of speed. But if you're just practicing this for the first time, then basic transition where you keep your kite above your head going from one side of the window to the other is that you kind of keep your kite around, let's say we're going to the left. You're gonna have your kite at 11 o'clock, gonna make your toe side turn, and then as you start to pull your kite above your head at 12 o'clock, that's when you start to lean back a little bit, get your board flat, transfer the weight from your toe side edge to your heel side edge. You want to keep the weight more on the back foot, but you also don't want it to be too far back where it just stops you completely. The biggest mistake I would say with toe side is that people weight their back foot sometimes too much because it's a little awkward for you at first getting used to that weight distribution. So try and keep your board flat so that it's not like pushing too hard into the water. Get the speed continuously going and just make a smooth turn around. Just like a nice smooth arc as you're pulling your kite from one side of the window to the other. So you want to make your turn as the kite's transitioning from one side of the window to the other side. And then as soon as you've made the turn around from toe side to heel side edge, that's when you pull in on your other hand and send the kite the other way. The trick to this is just keeping tension in your lines. You don't want to go like make a too quick of an edge where your kite like doesn't catch up to you. You also don't want to go too far downwind where you're just chasing your kite. So you want to make sure it's a nice smooth arc and a nice round turn, and then keep tension in your lines as you go through. Just basically keep tension in your lines, let that kite pull you through. The more you do it, the more natural it'll feel. And basically it's all practice, just getting the feel for it, doing it different ways, sending the kite at different times, and we can explain it to you all we want, but it's all just theory and then just practice on top of that. So just keep practicing it. You'll get the hang of it after a while, and yeah, and then once you get this trick, now we can transition into how to do a down loop. So down loop transition is nice because rather than having to send the kite from one side above your head to the other, what it does is it just makes a nice smooth turn and pulls you right through. So if you know how to do a down loop, this is actually almost easier than a regular transition, because when your kite goes above your head at 12 o'clock, you tend to sink in a little bit or lose all your power. Whereas if you pull it into a down loop, it just follows right through and you can just continue on. The biggest thing is you just want to be comfortable in making that transition and you don't want to get pulled on your edge. So down loop is the same thing. You want to switch from heel side to toe side. Get your kite a little bit high. You don't want it too low where it's just going to crash into the water. And then all you do is you just hold it. So on your front hand, you hold it and let it go all the way through and around. You don't want to hold it too long where it does a complete loop and shoots up. You want to have it do a nice smooth turn and then shoot back through the power zone. So if we're going to the left here, you pull in on your front hand, let the kite loop down, And then as soon as it gets around, that's when you let off a little bit, shoots in the other direction, and you follow it through. And this will actually come much more naturally than you'd think. Seems, I guess, kind of complicated, but once you just get the feel for it, it'll just naturally pull you around from your toe side edge to your heel side edge with a lot of power, and you'll have a nice carving smooth turn. All right, so the last step in this trick is to just point your nose downwind. As the kite loops, just follow it through. Keep your weight over your back knee, and that'll just naturally transition you from your toe side to heel side edge. And then once you have that, just remember to sheet out, and you know how to ride heel side, so you've got the rest from there. All right guys, well that's it. That's how you do a toe side transition with or without a down loop, and add some style to it as you go. It's a really fun way to just switch up your transitions. And just, if you guys like these, hit like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.